Hello and welcome back to the HTML5 and CSS tutorial video series. So as you see, like I said last video, I was just going to add some spoof information in there. So I've just added some more paragraphs and headers in my document. You'll also notice that down here within my formatting text area, I've included some examples of how to format text. So we've got our strong tag, which is also the same as our B tag, which would indicate bold text. We have EM for italic, U for underline, and Q for quotation, and S for strike through. So whenever we surround a piece of text in these tags, that piece of text has that styling applied to it. So you can see an example of it here, where I've created a paragraph that's got some bold text in there, and yeah, like you see. So by default, whenever we add a space into our piece of text like that, it makes no difference, because whenever we finish one tag and add another tag, it'll automatically create that space for us. If I wanted to increase that space or adjust it, I could always add a bracket, which is a BR, and that will add in an additional line of space. So it's basically a line of emptiness, which is quite good if we want to push things around a bit more. But again, we can adjust that using dividers and our styling. So what we're going to do in this video is we're just going to add a image into our document. So where it says photo of me, this is where I'm going to now source obvious for myself, a photo of myself. So to do that, I'm just going to open up my tag and type in img, which stands for image, space src for source, equals, and then open my quotation marks. And for myself, I'm just going to browse, but if you know where your file is, you would type in the file directory. Now, it's important to note that if you was uploading this onto a server, you would need that. This is where you would put in the directory of that image on that server. For myself, because I'm doing this locally, it'll be a local file. If I upload this though without that image, or if this image isn't stored with this HTML document, that link would break. So ideally, I do want to always make sure that when I've got on the server, that I check these links and references are stored correct when I upload it as a whole. So I'm just going to go to browse, and because I'm working off my USB stick for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to navigate to my image and hit open. There we go. So what it's done is it's picked up that image. I'm just going to do a slash close, so I'm going to close that tag off, and it's brought that image in at the size it was saved as. So as you can kind of see, that image is way too large for us to actually currently work with. So there's a few things I'm going to need to do. So I'm going to, for now, style this within the image source. So I'm going to add a space after my image, type in style equals, open quotation mark, max slash width, because I'm working with the width to scale my image, dot 100%, and I'm going to make my height auto. Now this image is still going to be scaled too high for now, so for now I'm just going to adjust this to the 50%. This won't be an issue when we actually start creating our dividers, and you'll see why later. But for now, again, it's just getting the content in there, and we'll make it look pretty and not look like a garbage 1980s, early 1990s website later. So most websites start off looking just like this, and then once it's the CSS styling that will make the website actually interesting. So the good practice always is when we're working with images is to always add some alt text in there in case the image doesn't load. So I'm just going to add a space before my style within my image tag, I'm just going to type in alt, which will mean alternative option or alternative text, equals, open quotation marks, and I'm just going to add in some spoofed text that says profile picture. And I hate this picture myself. I look like I'm going to kill somebody, but anyway, there we go. So now I have my image in there, and like I said, this would be the same process that we'd go through with any image we use. Now, if our image was sourced online, instead of it saying file, it would be .https, and then it'd be our web address for that image. But again, like I said, I'm working locally, so that's not going to be an option at the moment. So now we have an image in there. I'm going to start adding some links. So you can see down here, I've already created this header called links, but I've got nothing in it. So I'm just going to add some space after links within the source view. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to create a variety of different link styles. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to go back to my image. I'm just going to do one extra little thing. So going back to my image, I'm just going to type in border radius. I'm going to type in 50%. And what that does is it just basically makes our image now a circle. So it increases the border edges. And so if let's say I have that as 20%, you see it smooths our edges of our rectangle. If I have it at 50%, it just makes it a circle. And again, this is just an easy way of styling an image. And again, we could style all of this within our style heading up here by just referencing back to this image name. And I will go through IDs when we go through dividers. So in links, I'm just going to type in P for paragraph, space, open, and I'm going to do A, which references to a clickable or link, href, which is our hyperlink reference, equals, open quotation mark, and this is where I'm going to put in my web address or other page. So this is how you would link your website to another file or web page on your server. Again, I'm working largely offline with this. So I'm just going to have this link to my online channel, close that tag. And before the tag completely closes with a /A, I'm just going to add in my link text. This is also where you'd add your link image if you was having an image instead. So you, again, would use the image source in this space here. And this would be then when you click on that image, it would load up the website. But for now, I'm just going to use text. YouTube channel, there we go. And by default, because we're using the default reference styling, which is built into Dreamweaver and most HTML browsers, it will give us a styling of blue. And again, we can always adjust the styling of this within our style area up here by referencing our A property and giving it a new color or font family or style or size, etc. So now if I was to open this in my browser and I was to click on the YouTube channel, it would open up my web page as such. And I can do this as many times as I want. This is also how, like I said, I would reference this back to other pages within my server hierarchy. So now we have some information, some images, some text, and a link in there. It's about time we actually start building this up to actually look like a website and give it some personality. So we're going to finally get round to HTML5 dividers and menus in the next video. So thank you for watching.